You want to be able now to, and persons do their research. They look at the various companies and things like that. But when you have that conversation, you must be able to show the persons, okay, the importance of the life insurance. That is the greatest decision, or one of the major decisions you will be able to make. And if you love and care about your family and you want that, God forbid anything happens, that there is provision for them after. Even though you would have been uncomfortable or are not pleased with what happened before, you still need to rethink and look at that from that perspective.
Okay, I see you here waiting to jump in.
Well, I like questions like that, because I like to say that I don't think there's anybody who, or very few people who've sort of remained in the first relationship that they had.
I was thinking.
You know, you start a relationship with somebody, or you start a bank account with something, and you may not be now in possession of that account or in that relationship. So life is about understanding that there will be circumstances that will cause you to have doubt sometimes. But because you had a bad relationship, it doesn't mean that you're not going to find a good mate.
It's going to be difficult to move past it, though. Come on,
well, yes, but if you really want to live life, you have to move past it.
Understood.
And so when you look at insurance companies failing, it didn't only happen in Barbados.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, what you have to understand, what is important to you? Is it important to you to focus on the fact that the insurance company failed? Or is it important to focus on the fact that you have a family to look after?
Yeah.
If you remember how important that is, you find a good, professionally trained advisor who works with a reputable company, and there are a number of them in Barbados, and you do what you know is necessary and important for your family.
All right, we're going to have to leave the conversation there. We can go on. We can go on for miles, but I invite you to share with us in a larger way.
Yes.
You know, maybe we can work something out, because we're in business too.
Absolutely. Yeah.
and talk about really having these discussions that people are having behind the scenes. What I will say is insurance. I have group health,
right,
and that works very well for the family. I also, it's been able to assist me in my mortgages and other financial planning.
You want to get a loan,
and
you have collateral security.
Things like that. Yeah. So, there are flip sides, but it's important for people to find out information.
Yes.
Empower yourself.
That's what it's all about.
So thank you both for coming in. Don't let this be the last time that I see you talking about this. We have much more to talk about, and I know that we started a conversation at home. So remember, September is Insurance Awareness Month. Look into it. It might be something that's right for you, or might not. But you have to explore it. You definitely should. Yes. All right, so we're going to take another break here. Time is growing slim. Thank you both for your time.
Thank you so very much.
We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb.
We enjoy a game with Domino's and singing karaoke.
I just love cruise.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. It's a different feeling altogether.
I never feel so good in a party yet.
Follow me to Q in the Community this Thursday.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb, and together we will travel the world.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love cruise.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
I never feel so good in a party yet.
Follow me to Q in the Community this Thursday.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb. And together we will travel the world.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people.
Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
It's 7:24 now. September was also Deaf Awareness Month, and this week is International Week of the Deaf. We want to talk a little bit about why you should choose sign language and why sign language rights should be a priority. We want to welcome back Bonnie Leons to join us this morning. Also here is Scott Williams, who is a photographer. Wonderful to have you here with us, Scott.
Good morning.
All right, what about you, Bonnie? It's been a busy, busy month for you, and I'm sure this week is equally as busy.
Yes, this week is really busy.
All right, so I'm anxious to share your story, Scott, because when you were 16 years old, you told your teachers that you wanted to learn photography, and you didn't get the response that you wanted back then. in terms of them maybe pushing you to go into that area, but you did anyway. So, why do you decide to go against, what you were told might make more sense in terms of business and pursue photography?
I really had a passion and a love for photography. And some other people told me not to give up, but just to keep pressing on.
Do you think that being deaf gives you a unique view of the world, and so you're able to share that view with the rest of us?
Yes, definitely. As a deaf person, I feel like, my perspective, who I am, being able to share and see different things in a different way because of my situation, it really is a different perspective.
What was life like outside of just deciding that you wanted to go into photography? What was life like growing up deaf in Barbados?
So I used to go to Bailey's Primary School. I wasn't born deaf, actually. I was born hearing, and then I got a shot. And then I developed a fever, and my hearing started to deteriorate. I went to the hospital and everything, and did testing, and it wasn't successful, and then I changed school. Then I changed schools. At first, I really didn't like being deaf. People were watching me, people were perceiving me different. They were looking at me different. So I felt, I don't want to be deaf. But, as life progressed, I became more confident in who I am as a deaf person.
How did life change for you, Scott? As someone who was born hearing and then experienced that major change.
It was tough. So like I said before, I was hearing and just, I was used to everything, could hear everything. Everything was familiar to me. But now, when I became deaf, things just weren't the same. So now, after everything, I'm a proud deaf person, proud to be deaf.
How can we work more in tandem with the deaf community to make life not even a whole lot easier, but just like regular people, so that you're able to do basic things you need to do, like access health care, have conversations like the one we're having here today, and just basically feel like you are a part of society?
Well, everyone needs to learn sign language. That's the important point. It's really important for deaf people, but not only for deaf people to sign, but for everyone to be able to sign and give deaf people the access to education, access to more health care. There's so many different things that deaf people need access to.
Scott, how you've been, was it difficult for you to grasp sign language and for your family and so on when it came time for you to kind of shift into that gear?
Well, first of all, my family didn't sign because, I was the only deaf person in the family. So I was just trying to read the lips, and I was trying to do that. But as I got older, it became really tough. So then, when I started to go to school, I started to learn sign language. I thought, I was hearing before, I really didn't want to learn sign language. I want to talk, But as I grew and as I learned more, I became more comfortable in understanding. And it really is difficult to understand people's lips. It's difficult to understand lip reading. So really learning to sign was everything.
All right, back to the photography. Oh, sorry.
But as I said, sign language is really important. You know, it's important for us as deaf people, yes. And hearing people, yes, as I said, need to learn. But the opportunities that we can get, you know, hearing people talk with their hands a lot, you know, we communicate with sign language. So it's kind of the same thing. So learning should be something that hearing people do.
Absolutely. I wanted to go back to your photography because you have an Instagram page, green dot speeds with an S. And I took a look at some of the...
With a Z.
With a Z, sorry, at the end. Green dot with a Z at the end. I took a look at some of the photos. Are there any particular subjects or areas that you prefer to photograph?
I really love nature. I also like to take different things, whether it be people, whether it be food, but nature and everything that pertains to world views.
What does photography do for you personally in terms of feelings? Is it your passion?
It makes me feel more alive. It's fascinating for me. It makes me feel happy. You know, I'm proud of myself that I'm able to achieve something like that.
All right, and where are you hoping to go with this photography? How have you been able to develop it throughout the years?
Well, I keep pushing myself not to give up. I look back and you know, see people saying, you know, you're deaf, and I can't. But I believe in myself, and I believe that I can. For my future plans, I hope to become better and also to socialize and intermingle with people who are in the deaf community who want to develop those skills as well.
I asked this question to a young lady who is an activist who was here. She was with us last week, and I think is so important. And you might have to think about it for a moment. But if there's one thing that you could mandate that should be done, that you think would change the trajectory of your life and deaf people's lives, what would that one thing be? You'd have all the power to mandate it. What would it be?
Sign language rights for deaf people. I would love to see governments give that right to deaf people more. Making sure that we have access for everything, making sure that when we go to the doctor, that we have an interpreter. Education, we have an interpreter, and on TV, we have interpreters and closed captioning, that we have access to everything, that it becomes a legal policy.
You know, that's major, and it sounds simple enough. But Bonnie, are there enough interpreters around for us to be able to make this happen? Or must we do exactly what he was advocating in the beginning, which is we should definitely learn?
We need to learn. There are not enough interpreters, but we can plan to teach people to develop their skills. But we need to plan, and when we plan, things will begin to happen. So plan to upgrading the skills of interpreters, because deaf people need access, as Scott said, to everything.
So Scott, where are you going with this photography? I see the wonderful photos on Instagram. You said initially the teachers said you wouldn't make money from photography. Have you been able to monetize, or do you need to make a further move to be able to, you know, make this a business?
Yes, I've found it profitable, but definitely needs more support as well.
All right, so tell us how we can support you. Are you available to take shoots? You know, and what type of shoots? How can we reach out to you? Through the Instagram page only? How does it work?
Well, you can contact me through IG. And my phone number is on there as well. You can WhatsApp me. So, you know, I do different shoots. I work with other people like Deaf House. I work with them. I work with other people as well. And I do different shoots. I go. Sometimes they're paid assignments. Sometimes they're assignments that I'm not really paid for. But I'm really enthusiastic and passionate about photography as my own business.
Well, your photographs are very, very beautiful. It's wonderful to see them
Thank you.
Being shared on our screen. And what you said initially that you wanted to officially study it and go off to university. Is that something that's still on the horizon? Possibly.
I really need some more time to think about it, really think deeply about it. Before, yes, I really wanted to. But now, you know, as I'm learning on the go and I'm intermingling with people in the industry, that's where I am right now.
All right, that's good stuff. But are you very into technology as well? Because I know as a photographer, you definitely have to be on top of the technology, all the new advancements and so on, to be able to stay on top of your game.
Definitely.
All right, good stuff. I want to thank you both for coming in and sharing with us. And I know, Bonnie, you're getting ready to, you're preparing for a whole new crop of people for the sign language classes for 2024.
Yes, we start on Saturday.
You started Saturday or you're starting
Saturday? We will start on Saturday.
And still room for us to sign up?
Yes, you can still sign up for classes. As Scott said, come and learn how to sign.
Yeah, that's very important. I want to encourage everybody too. It's been a pleasure engaging with you, Scott, and hearing a lot more about your passion for photography. And I hope to see these photographs up in lights. All right? So congratulations. And thank you, Bonnie, for all of the amazing work.
Thank you.
That you do. Yeah, thank you, Bonnie. Remember, International Week of the Deaf is this week. So we're talking about why sign language rights should be our priority. Call your MP and ask a question. We don't engage in much advocacy in Barbados, but ask a question about having sign language classes at the community center. Call the ministries, education, youth, and ask them about making this far more available. If there are programs they don't know about, call us at Tisha Hines. You don't know these programs are happening, but we definitely need to make this a priority. Again, thank you both for coming in and sharing with us. Life far more accessible is very, very important. It's time for another break. When we come back, we're talking to the Human Resources Management Association of Barbados designee today for a discussion. Very interesting one. That's coming up next.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it. Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love crew.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
I never feel so good. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
19 minutes to go before the 8 o'clock hour. We have a standing reservation with the Human Resources Management Association of Barbados. And we've been telling you about their Human Tech Expo, which is coming up in October. It's October 10th, so that's just around the corner. Edward Millington is Principal Cybersecurity Consultant and Senior Lead Information Security Risk Manager. And he's here with us this morning to talk to us as a panelist of the upcoming Human Tech Expo, but we want to kind of delve into some of your knowledge as well. We're all in this environment. I mean, we are definitely in a super digital age. We were talking about being in a digital age from approaching the 80s, from approaching the 2000s rather, all the way through the early 2000s and now. But, you know, technology is transforming our lives in ways that we can't even imagine. With our eyes squarely focused on HR, though, how do you think technology is transforming the way that human resource professionals are able to do their jobs and deliver on the services that they need to?
It brings, good morning, it brings a level of automation, moving away from the manual processes. And what we are hoping that it brings that level of proactiveness to the HR manager, being able in terms of automation, within many of the tasks that they have to carry out, learning and development, people on data analysis, you know, etc. You know, before, from a few of my HR friends would have highlighted back in the days, you would have just focused on work. Now you have persons with many different challenges. You have to have, you know, inclusion and diversity and so forth. So having the necessary technology to help you to reduce those tasks and help in the efficiency of the HR itself, I think that's where technology is going to make the game changer, especially within the Barbados, the Caribbean, etc.
Certainly brings a different face to what you need to do. Security before, and we've mentioned this on several occasions, really was lock up the filing cabinets when you leave at night. Make sure there's a strong lock on the door. And, you know, the risk came in ensuring that you secured that building, that the filing cabinets were in. Now, people from anywhere in the world can tap into whatever information you have online, which is highly personal information that HR professionals secure. You know, so how does that present a unique set of challenges for HR professionals?
Well, what we really want to highlight when we look at the topic, emerging technology, the role of HR, one of the areas that we want to start with within the panel is the governance and digital transformation. And as you already know, the cabinets now are sitting inside the cloud all over the place and so forth. And what we want is to help them to understand as you digitize this information, or as the information become into a database and so forth, and the technology that you're using, you know, AI, etc., it is a risk to be breached or a risk to be accessed by persons within the company should not have access to such information. So their awareness, or the ones in the control, now have to encourage now management, because remember, HR don't have the necessary tools or maybe authority to made certain information security changes, but now they have to make sure that within the organization itself, through learning and development, training and so forth, that awareness to have security within the organization, or that security culture now needs to be built. So HR now takes a more, again, proactive role than any time in history, especially Barbadian history itself.
And IT professionals have to be so adept now in terms of technology. It's almost like the IT department no longer exists on its own.
That is correct.
Sometimes I feel like I'm in the story, the emperor's new clothes. You know, the information isn't here, it's in the clouds. Trust me, pay me for it. But that is where we are. So let's talk about the areas that you will be focusing on specifically at the Tech Expo.
Right. So I'm going to be focusing, as I mentioned, on the governance. We have all this technology. How do we keep it safe? You're an employee, you don't want maybe your health information out there, or family issues, etc. How do we keep that there safe within the context of the organization itself? What are some of the digital transformations that's going to exist that HR needs to be familiar with? Then we're going to be looking at the mitigating risks, the emerging technologies. So let's talk about AI. AI ingests a lot of data. Is the data within our culture? Is it correct? Garbage in, garbage out. Do you trust it? You know, how should you trust it? How do you monitor it? How do you evaluate it or understand the risk that comes with it? And then last but not least, we're going to be looking at building the next generation of HR managers, which is very important because we tend to roll out many technologies and tend to leave the general persons within the organization. And HR has a responsibility to make sure that you as a particular employee can fit correctly into the organization, can be monitored, can be evaluated and so forth. And not only that, they have to be aware of the technology. So we want to highlight to HR, you know what, they have to also be part of this game, including any training and the awareness that goes on within, quote unquote, the HR management system.
Absolutely. I know that this expo is open to pretty much everyone.
Right.
It's being really led by the Human Resources Management Association of Barbados. But when we talk about moving toward this new plane with technology and all that's going on, as you mentioned with AI and how quickly the tech is advancing, we need all employees to be on board with the technology and the information. So I want to thank you, Edward, for coming in and sharing with us. I certainly look forward to your presentations at the Expo this year. The conference is coming up. October 9th and 10th is going to be at the gorgeous Wyndham Hotel. So contact the HR Association of Barbados, Human Resources Management Association of Barbados, to find out a little bit more about it. I think it's going to be an exceptional time for all of us. Time for another break. When we come back, we're wrapping things up. It's heading towards 8 o'clock. Stay with us.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love crew.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
Follow me to Q in the Community this Thursday.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
You know that one of the major things we love to do on Morning Barbados is to highlight young people and what they're doing, all the positive things that are available to them. This morning is no different. Elizabeth Boyne is Senior Youth Commissioner and Coordinator of the Employability Program. Good to see you.
Nice
Great to have you back here. You're one of these people I feel like I know. From, just seeing you around, we end up in a lot of the same spaces as well. Liam Paris Boyne is also with us. He's with the Employability Unit, Branding and Promotions Consultant. Good morning to you, Liam.
Good morning.
Let me tell you, that's some good hair, fella.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, very, very gorgeous. And Samuel Boston, don't feel bad, Sam.
That's fine.
He is a Barbados National Youth Parliamentarian.
Yes, ma'am.
So great to have you here with us. I was a Barbados National Youth Parliamentarian as well.
Yes.
And I've done some work with the youth parliamentarians in the past as well by way of training and so on. So good to have you here. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about it here. All right, so Elizabeth, tell us a little bit about this employability program that you're here to share with us during this week, which is National Youth Week.
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say a little bit about the employability programs in the ministry, and then I'll segue to Liam to just speak about what's happening today. The ministry's employability program primarily is the Pathways Employability Program. This is complemented with our partnership with the King's Trust International UK. And basically, Tisha, what we aim to do is get young people ready to transition into the world of work. And this is a combination of things. We prepare them with soft skills and personal development training. And this is in partnership with a number of HR professionals, counselors, mental health specialists, because we ensure that what we do is not only allow them to transition into the workspace, but give them life skills and work experience to be rounded citizen, more or less.
And that's important. When we talk about life skills, when we talk about soft skills, it means things like being able to fill out a form.
Yes.
There's so many young people, they come in and they see a form and it's almost like a blank. They're not able to basically fill a form and, engage with people.
Of course.
Basic pleasantries, things like that. Very, very important. Now for you, Mr. Hare, Mr. Paris Wood. I'm sorry, no, I'm not. Talk to me about what is happening today for this observance.
Okay, so today we have our Get Into program. Our Get Into program is in partnership with the Princess Trust International UK. The King's Trust International UK. So today, the Get Into program is a 5-week workshop. So we have 1 week of personal development training, and then we are going into 4 weeks of job attachment. With the Get Into program, it is more sector-based. So we have around 35 young persons participating today, and those young persons are going to be going into the retail sector. So we have about 4 companies looking for the 35 plus young persons to do these job attachments in, and we're hoping that after the job attachment period, some of the young persons would be able to gain some sort of full-time employment, even if it's just seasonal, because it's there to build the job experience for young persons. As we know, that's a major part for young persons, that job experience.
How did you determine who these young people were? How did they become a part of this program?
We go to the general public. The employability programs are there for the general public, so usually we get some from our youth commissioners or our YPCs, or we then put out an ad on social media asking for young persons to come forward.
I know the ministry has been doing tremendous work with the Barbados National Youth Parliament as well. How did you, Samuel, come to be a part of the program, and how has it helped you to develop?
I would have been in contact with the program for a very long time. It would have started, the youth program would have started recently in 2014. I would have been on the 2015, 2016 cohort from the law school, and it's been able to develop me in so many ways. I came from a position where I was fairly shy, as most young people are at times, and it has allowed me to not just broaden my awareness of what is going on within the nation and how we need to come together as young people to be a part of the political process, be a part of the social development process. It's allowed me to also impact the lives of other young people in different facets as well.
And there's also going to be a debate. It's coming up tomorrow with the National Youth Parliament at the East Caribbean Conference of Seventh-day Adventists.
That's right.
More.
Okay, so this debate is very important. It's going to be on the health reform. We had a recent guest to the island, Dame Gasta Marshall, and one of the things that stood out to me in her exposition was the fact that there's a whole concept of I am because you are. And that is so essential to the healthcare system here in Barbados. We are only as strong as our healthcare system, and ensuring that everyone, whether it be persons with disabilities, whether it be the aging population or young persons, they're all a part of this process, and seeing how best we as young people can look to develop that process and ensure that it continues to be viable for our people going into the future is important. We had the opportunity to also meet with persons within the health care industry as well, whether it be Dr. Phillips from the Bradford Tate Polyclinic. We met with Ms. Paula from the engineering cohort within the QEH, and a number of other healthcare providers and practitioners who would have been able to inform us on what it is that's happening on the ground, where the shortcomings are, and where we really need to have a focus on if we need to go forward.
All right, that's wonderful stuff, and it's great that you were in a cohort from 2015 and you're still around. And I think that is what's important when we talk about youth, and exactly what you said. I am because you are. It means that we have to be able to pass that knowledge, experience, and assistance along. And I love this program, employability program, with young people going in and getting some much needed work experience.
Of course, of course.
Yeah?
Yes.
So that's today. It starts today?
Yes, please. So today we start at the Valley Resource Center in St. George. And then, as I say, we then go on. After this week, we're going to finish on Tuesday. And then those young persons will be then basically handed over to the employers which we select for them. So, yeah.
Elizabeth, is September.
Please. Yes.
So it's a whole new school term.
Of course.
It means there are a whole new set of young people who are no longer in school.
Yes.
And who need some prospects moving forward. During this very important week, National Youth Week, what are some of the additional options that they have, even if they don't make this particular cohort of this program?
Okay, well, certainly for those young people who do not meet the cohort, or even who do not meet the criteria for selection, we have some upcoming avenues in terms of training for young persons at the community level, because what we've been encouraged to do is to take the employability programs to the communities. So we would have some CV writing clinics. We're going to have some one-week workshops. So even if you've missed this one, or even if you missed this one, here there's some additional, just stay tuned for what's happening under the Division of Youth Affairs, and I'm certain you can benefit from some of the upcoming programs. In addition, the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Community Empowerment also have additional programs, Next Step Training Initiatives, the Barbados Youth Advanced Score. So there's a plethora of programs that young persons exiting the school system, and even if they didn't get into SJPI, they didn't get into tertiary level institution, they can come to the ministry, and we welcome them to see how best we can facilitate their needs.
So you welcome walk-ins, is what you're saying?
Of course. We welcome the walk-ins, but they can also sign up online for some of our programs.
Wonderful. I love that. Liam, final word from you on this national, as we celebrate National Youth Week and look toward this employability program rolling out for another cohort. What would you say to young people who might be looking on, who are not too sure about what they should do in terms of getting involved?
Take a chance. At the end of the day, we have to take a chance. And for young persons who are looking to get into the world of work, volunteer, network. Because at the end of the day, when you volunteer and you network, then people start to get to know you. You can volunteer at church, you can even come to the ministry to volunteer. And then you never know, things happen. Someone will say, well, I'm looking for an admin assistant. And we at the ministry, we could say, well, we know that Samuel would have done good work with us as an admin assistant, and we can recommend him to another employer as well.
All right, and finally, we want to come out to see the Barbados National Youth Parliament debate at the East Caribbean Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. Britain's Crossroads, St. Michael, is going to be live on YouTube, people. I look forward to the fiery action on the Division of Youth Affairs, 10 o'clock in the morning, so you can watch Mornin Barbados, get some coffee, eat your breakfast, and then still have an opportunity to look at it. I'm happy that there are these many programs, Elizabeth, but a lot of them are the biggest kept secret on the island. That's not a criticism. That is an open arm for us to share.
Of course.
In sharing.
Definitely.
Because a lot of older people are the ones who tell the younger ones what's available. We need to feed everybody with the information.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, so a special good morning to everybody at the Ministry of Youth, Community Development Department, and thank you three for coming in and sharing with us this morning as well. Thanks indeed to all of the guests who were on Morning Barbados today. Have a great day today. On behalf of the entire team, enjoy your day. Be safe. We'll see you, God willing, in the morning. Bye-bye.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning. Good morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you.